Morning, my friends. Dr. Munya here. In today's video, I want to comment about the leaking Jkia International terminal. So when I started this channel, I've got a few messages from people saying, "Oh, what are your views on the leakage identified, or the ongoing leakage at the Jkia International Terminal?" I think it's Terminal 1A. And I said I'll prepare something. So this is just a quick reaction to this news trend, that is this trending news, because again, it touches on construction and design, and that's really my area of expertise. So it is appropriate that I comment about this. Well, just to give my viewers and audiences some context, brief context. So one of the Jkia newly refurbished or newly constructed terminals, Terminal 1A, is one of the international terminals, was recorded the other day by the news media literally leaking after some heavy downpour. Like, it was leaking. We saw rain, literally like a tap of water from the top of the roof, falling on immigration officers, falling on passengers, arriving international passengers, etc., etc. It was an embarrassment. It is such an embarrassment, guys, that, when you look at it, you're like, what? Is this actually an international airport, or what are we looking at? But anyway, it has happened. And as usual, the politics are in, and there's a blame game going around. My perspective here is to specifically talk about construction and design issues related to this, and what are the implications, and what I think should be done in terms of remedy. I've heard in the news one of the senators, I think it's Senator Jkia, saying that the transport CS Murkomen has constituted a committee of 10 members to investigate the leak. In my opinion, that's a joke. That's a serious joke. It's a roof leak. You don't need 10 people to investigate a roof leak. There's a number of stakeholders that were involved in the design and construction of that terminal. And those are the people that we should be looking to. So first things first. Number one, KAA should have an in-house architect. If they don't have an in-house architect, they should hire one very fast. That's number one. I've read a report saying that the KAA has blamed the embarrassing roof leaks to decades long of underinvestment. That's another joke. You don't do that. That international terminal, from my understanding, they spend about in excess of 2 billion Kenyan shillings. That's just about $200 million to construct and refurbish them. And up to this point, when you arrive at Jkia, there's still repairs or whatever. It's not even finished. $200 million down the line, the thing is not even finished. That is another embarrassment. So, before I get into the politics, because I might get carried away discussing the politics of it all, that will come later. Let's stick to the construction issues. What should be done? In my opinion, there are a number of people involved in that chain of production. And one of them, what the KAA should immediately do is hire a competent building surveyor to go up that roof and start investigating what is the cause of the leak. Where is the leak coming from? Did the membrane, what is the roof made of, for instance? Is it a membrane roof? Is it a concrete roof? Is it corrugated iron roof? What did they put up there, right? So somebody, a qualified building surveyor, needs to go up there immediately and start investigating the cause of the roof. And that's why I say you do not need a 10-member committee. They need to investigate and do an inspection of all that terminal. So hire a competent building surveying firm to do that. And then what are they looking at? Right? In the background, you need to constitute now a team of professionals. Right? You need architects, you need engineers, you need surveyors to sit down with the original plan of that terminal and especially look at the detailing. Once the building surveyor has found out or appears to have found out where the water is leaking from and why, then we need to go back to the original design of that terminal and look at, did the design of the terminal, the detailing at that point, was it done accurately or not? Chances are that that was okay, that was done all right, right? Now, if you find that the detailing, especially for weather tightness, of that terminal was done properly or designed properly, then you look at the construction and installation. Was the construction done properly, right? And was it supervised properly? So we have to go back to the inspection logs. Was council, who was the council inspector in charge of supervising that installation? Okay, so we need to find out, did council do its due diligence, and did the contractor follow the drawings and specification of installing that roof or where that leak happened? That's step number 2. Step number 3, if we find that, if it's found that the design is fine, it ticks the box, the construction ticks the box, the supervision ticks the box, then we look at the product. What products were used, to whether they were sealants, whether it was the roof membrane, whether it was whatever product was used there, whether it was flashings, whatever product was used there, was it fit for purpose and was it installed properly? Chances are that there could be a number of causes, whether it's product failure or poor construction, etc., etc. So you find that if the product is fine and it was installed according to specifications, then the cause, probably the cause, is just maybe due to wear and tear. However, if there is a product failure, which means that the manufacturer of the products that were used for installation sold the wrong thing, and the guarantees and warranties are not what they were said to be, then of course the manufacturer has to be held responsible. If it's a question of construction, the contractor did not construct according to what was designed, then the contractor has to be held responsible. If it's a question of poor design, did the architects and engineers and the other consultants involved there not design according to what is required, then of course they have to be held responsible. So there's 4 stakeholders here, guys, that need to be addressing this issue, and that's what the minister or his so-called committee needs to focus on. And you don't need a 10-member committee to tell you this. You need to have an in-house architect or hire one, or project manager, who will tell you, okay, we have to go after these guys. We have to get the designing architect here. We have to go for the contractor. We have to get to look at the product, and we have to look at oversight. One of those 4 stakeholders there in that process, there's a weak point there. That's where the weak point is, and that's where the minister or the cabinet secretary and his team should be focusing on. Not calling 10-member committees and wasting a lot of time on meetings, meeting that, let's meet to do this, let's meet to discuss this, let's meet to discuss what we discussed the other day. It's a waste of time and it's embarrassing. Meanwhile, it's gonna rain again, and people are being rained on at the terminal. So, four things: was it design? Was it construction? Is it product failure? Or is it negligence in terms of supervision? One, two, three, or all four of those may be responsible for the roof leakage at the terminal. Now, guys, we're talking about a 2 billion shilling or $200 million facility here. So it's not a joke, And these are the kind of mistakes that I think, and I will dwell into the political aspects of this in different video. These are the kind of things that, will definitely contributing to making Ruto a one-term president. If he doesn't address these minor issues, efficiency in his cabinet, doing the right thing. Basically, this requires somebody to just do the right thing. Stop all these shenanigans and praise that, we identified the leakage and we have called a 10-member committee to discuss. No, you're not calling a 10-member committee. Call the experts and tell them, I need this sorted once and for all. Tell me what was the problem. Call people who know these things, who have the knowledge, who can tell you from the go if a roof is leaking is one of four things. Either it was designed poorly, it was constructed poorly, or the products that were used for construction are not the right products. What else do you need? Right? And if all these things happened and there was supervision, then the council and the supervision that was supposed to take place also needs to be held accountable, because by the time you check a design and you approve it and the detailing thereof, you must be satisfied that the detailing is okay, has met the standard, has met the code, and it's waterproof, it's weather-tight, it is structurally sound. And then when you go to construction, when the contractor takes it and they are putting it together, all that has been put on paper, then you also come and check and make sure that they're actually doing what they are required to do. All right? So you don't neglect that part. So supervision from council and oversight also needs to be taken into account. And of course, products. What products are you using? Are they fit for purpose that was specified? What does the manufacturer say about them? And then we go back to what I said before. This is why KAA, Kenya Airports Authority, needs to have an in-house architect or project manager to oversee all these things and then approve them. And if they have one, where was he when all this was happening? You see? And you know what? It may just be that, it is leakage due to wear and tear. But I don't believe so, because this terminal is no more than 3 years old. I mean, it's a new terminal. So wear and tear is not a cause of that leakage. This, in my opinion, is simple professional and management negligence. Poorly done, poorly executed, and money has been eaten in this project. Now, calling a 10-member committee to address something that is so straightforward, if you get the right people to answer, to give you the right answers and the right procedures about how these things are done, is also another case where money is just being eaten for the sake of it. So on Jkia, CS Murkomen is out of order. You need to get the experts in and let the experts do the job. Thank you for watching, guys. Let me know what your comments are. If you want to ask any questions for me to clarify what I've just said, please write them down below. Like, as always, subscribe, like, and share. Let's hold Ruto's government to account, because we are all stakeholders in this country. Kenya needs to move forward. And when you have an airport the caliber of Jkia leaking and rainwater falling on travelers who have spent hours and hours in the air, they are tired, they are hungry, and then they are fatigued, and then they are coming here, and then the first thing they get is being rained on in supposedly a new terminal. That's embarrassing. That's not okay, guys. That's not okay. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.